Happy Hump Day, everybody, and welcome back to Brown Bag Bets. Powered by BetSports, we are your daily dose of quick hit handicapping and sports betting picks. I'm Alex Christensen, and back from his little respite doing BetSports golf, Mr. Andy Molitor. No hat today. Hair looking nice. How we feeling?
It
It's usually a
wasn't
good
just
sign you're
golf
feeling
day.
confident.
It was haircut day yesterday. I don't even know I have my haircuts coming up until I get the text the day before. Like I'm good at scheduling them around when I probably won't have meetings. I'm surprised that has never come up where it's like, oh, I'm in a meeting tomorrow. But no, haircut day. It was I mean it was a fun game if you didn't have any action on it, I suppose, or if you bet the Wolves and the points, but boy, that was a disappointing ending for Wolves, but it does feel like we're at game 6 here and the Wolves should be up 4-1. I don't know. Just one of those things where they're not very good with a lead. Although maybe best case scenario for me is that they flame out soon so I can stop having my daughter ask me to take her to another game. She's like, I don't think you had like I told her if she wants to go to Friday's game, she can sell her bike and we'll go. I'm like, I don't think you fucking understand what these tickets cost. Then you want a goddamn hot dog too. But no, good NBA action yesterday. Some of it. I'm continuing to get excited for some of these Western Conference matchups. We'll get into NBA later. You made some draft picks yesterday on the show. I actually went back and watched, or we talked
Rooney
about
did.
some. Yeah, we talked about them.
Yeah.
You
I just
guys,
I
you
just do what other people tell me what to do.
the royal you. I've made a few more. I ended up going into one of those, what do they call the things? Remember the stupid app where you could talk on it and then Twitter copied it? What was that one called? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? A Twitter Spaces though. That's what it was called. I went into a Twitter Spaces to listen to
Oh,
Costas and Will talk about something, and then they roped me into talking for a while. So I was bullshitting with those guys a little last night about draft stuff, and I just cannot believe we're not there yet. Like we've been talking about it for so long. Real quick, mentioning the good deal from our friends at FanDuel before we get into any more draft stuff. Bet $5 on any draft props and get 125 in site credit. It's that easy in
it's
those
pretty
states, at
easy.
least. You do have to be a state that lets you bet on draft props and has FanDuel. But for the good people of Jersey, Western Virginia, Indiana, Illinois, Wyoming, Michigan, Tennessee, Arizona, and Colorado, you can go ahead and do that if you don't have a FanDuel account. New accounts only. And you know what you do with that $5 because you're free rolling. You're getting $125 off that $5 anyway. You bet a long shot with that shit. You don't bet five to win $1.22 on Walker to go first. You find a long shot to go in a weird spot. You have a fun one with that. I don't know what I'd do yet, but I would. It'd be 10-1 or more on that $5. Like honestly, I probably wouldn't just bet the $5. I'd bet the. I'd probably make a bigger one anyway, depending on what they have. I am dangerously close, Alex, as we've listed the states that with that deal I just listed the states that you can bet draft props with FanDuel in. I have mapped out the course from where I'm sitting right now to East Dubuque, which is a tiny little town on the other side of the
Oh.
river. So if you that top corner of Illinois, Wisconsin, Iowa, East Dubuque. And I said maybe that's too far to drive just to do some legal betting on the draft props this late in the game.
Never.
But then I also saw they have a dispensary right there in the corner too. So
Get
it
in the
would be
car,
kind of
catch
a
up on some podcasts.
it would be kind of a, yeah, it'd be kind of a dual purpose. Yeah, I'd leave the truck at home. I'd take the car, get a little better mileage, but it would be a dual purpose one. So I may go if anyone has any recommendations in East Dubuque. There's no hotels there. All of them are in Dubuque. It's not somewhere you can stay unless you stay at. I did find a fishing resort on the river a little further south. Like I could stay there, and also I think I'd be getting guided on the river and do some bass fishing afterwards. Not sure.
Dig
So
that.
Thursday the show might be from the car. I don't know.
Or from a
We'll get to
canoe.
that from a canoe. Yeah, I'm canoeing across from Dubuque. As soon as you hit the middle of the river, the
I'd like to
geolocation
see
hits
you in
on.
one of those bucket hats with all the hooks and stuff hanging from it. It looked very natural on you.
I do fish. I like the kids love fishing. I go when I can. It's not quite. We have a couple weeks for opener here, but I don't have one of the hats with all the lures. Those are It's more of a TV thing. I feel like I would hurt myself with a hat with a lot of things sticking in it. I keep them in a
It's
box. Like
you're just begging to get something in your ear, and it's no.
Italian at best. I like that. So, all right, more draft stuff tonight. Drew and I are going to talk. We're going to put the capstone on the draft, talk about anything else we think's worth betting, and what your plan should be tomorrow. Because there are always opportunities on the last day. People complain like, "Oh, I didn't get Walker at a good number, and now he's minus 300, and I can't bet it anymore." Well, there's always something on game day, and it's going to be one of the big reporters. There's going to be a few other guys that aren't Schefter and Rapp and some of those. There's going to be a few guys you want to follow. They're going to put something out on, hey, here's a guy that might be going in the first round that we didn't think they were, a day or two ago. And there's going to be props on their unders that are going to get skid marked as they go down. So there's going to be things to be hitting tomorrow, the day of the draft for sure. We'll go over some of that tonight. But
Yeah,
before
great
that, we
opportunity
will.
for arb hunting too.
Oh yeah, just middling shit too. If one book's too slow, you can find yourself a nice middle on a positional bet like that.
Open all the tabs.
All of them. We'll head to not Catalan, the other part of Spain. I don't remember. Food Snob got mad at me about talking about Spain. This is in Madrid, and Charleston is definitely not in Madrid. Charleston, both sides of the pond. Charleston is just like the tennis center of the U.S. now.
It's a
I'm not sure
happening
how they
place.
got that. Yeah, it is happening, but you got a couple looks. Did you want to talk about the unpleasantness in the pre-draw of Madrid right now? Depending on, I guess
Well,
it
I would
depends
call
if
it.
you bet some. It might be
I was going to say,
pleasantness for you.
I would call it pleasantness. If you follow me on Twitter there at _Noops, I put out a handful of outrights yesterday, and really any number you got is much better because earlier this morning, Iga Swiatek, the basically undefeated pole over the last month or so, decided to withdraw from this tournament, whether it be maintenance or whatever. Personally, I think it's a great move. This is a really grueling stretch of tennis, and she continues to build up, a lot of fatigue on her body. And I know she wants to be fresh and in good shape for the French Open. So you kind of pass on this tournament, which again is doubly tough given how long she's played and the fact that it's at altitude, and then sets herself up a little better. She'll play well in Rome. She'll play well at the French Open, but she is out of the draw. So there's finally a chance for somebody else to win. Again, if you were able to get my tweet last night, I gave out 4 people, a couple big numbers: Samsonova and Fruvertova. Also had Anna Samova and I actually forget who the 4th person was. I'm going to go back and double check, but I'll go out and let you guys know kind of what numbers to play those at now. Ostapenko was the other one. Shame on me for not remembering Ostapenko, but we'll go back and look and see kind of what the best numbers are out there and try to maybe give you guys a little bit more of a guide. So maybe those will still be open tomorrow. We could talk about it on the show, but check out, I'll tweet something out there. But I do have a couple matches, one this afternoon and one tomorrow morning. As Andy said, Charleston, actually, I'll start at the bottom. That'll be this afternoon. Robin Anderson, playing pretty good tennis lately. She goes up against Whitney Osigwe. Osigwe, a fairly solid player, but solid in the sense that, we'll win a match or two at some of these smaller tournaments and kind of get smoked by a better player. I had this closer to 3, almost 3.5 games. So happy to lay the -2. And again, an ITF event, look for it. But you should be able to find this just about everywhere. And then tomorrow, early morning, I don't believe that we have an actual order of play. So this could be as early as 5 o'clock. Maria Sakkari goes against Madison Keys, and Madison Keys still getting a ton of credit in the market for a really nice start to the season. But given these conditions, given how we've seen her play in the last couple of weeks, she's generally done poor at this tournament, which is kind of interesting. These should be good conditions. If you look historically here, the winner of this tournament is Simona Halep or someone with a really strong serve and kind of a power game to them. So a good spot for her, but generally not a place she does well. So maybe the conditioning aspect isn't great for her either way. This is a great spot for Sakkari here. I had this closer to 3.5, 4 games, and the 3 honestly was cheap. You might be able to find a 2.5 out there as well. So lay the games here with Sakkari tomorrow morning, Anderson this afternoon, and I'll put something out later today about the outrights with the adjusted numbers.
Yeah, but if you played them yesterday, you got a better number than what's sitting right now. That's just how it works. It's like with golf, that happens sometimes where one of the top guys withdraws and everything's just that much better. So congrats on it's not CLV per se, but it's CLV's cousin getting a better number than what the market's at. So congrats to anyone who's paying attention and was quick on the draw. Speaking of paying attention, I won't be because the Mexico Open happens during, I mean, the NFL draft is such a big event for anyone who loves the NFL. Like we do, it's just massive. And honestly, I think it would go draft, NBA, baseball, and then golf tomorrow, as far as what I would have on my TVs. First round Mexico Open is just not high. I'd put hockey behind it, I guess. So sorry, hockey fans. It's not that I hate hockey. It's just a bad part of the season. We're in the last few games. A lot of teams aren't playing for much. We just need to get to the playoffs so we can do the cocaine motorcycle helicopter move tweet and get on with our lives. These last few days have been rough, especially for a Wild fan. We lost to a really bad team the other day. Timberwolves lost, Wild lost, Twins essentially lost, and then the Tigers pulled some little league shit on that last play, which whatever. I had some Twins minus 130. It was a it
Gotta
was
be
one of
creative.
those. Yeah, it's one of those where you write it down when next time you have a bad beat. Like, yeah, remember you catch that Twins bet though. So I do have one bet I've made so far. This is available at a few offshores. And here's the thing: I've talked about this before with the markets. When you are getting the very best price by a lot at a sharp book like Circa, like Pinnacle, like Bookmaker, it's usually not. I'm not saying you should just not bet that, but sometimes it's a warning flag if it's way off
It
market
doesn't bode
compared to where.
well.
Yeah, it doesn't usually bode well. This is like 25 cents more expensive at Bookmaker. Like that's the opposite. It bodes well for me when I can find this on low vig or bet online at a very, very reasonable price. Tony Finau minus 1.5 over Patrick Reed minus 110. Like I said, this is a bigger price elsewhere. This is not something I've been able to find in the legals. Some of the matchup options this week aren't great. I haven't hunted too far, but this is the one matchup I've actually fired on so far, and I love this. Patrick Reed is a huge name. He's a huge guy. And you know what? He's won the Masters. He was really good last summer. He has almost 10 wins on tour over his career. He's not even that old. He's had a good career. He's playing like garbage right now. He's not good at golf. It's like the Charlie Hoffman thing we had. Well, he plays so well at this tournament. Yeah, but he sucks ass right now. So this is not even a Tony Finau bet. This is a Patrick Reed bet. He missed 3 cuts in a row. He's not even playing well. He didn't place that well at the Players, despite having the good tee time where he didn't have to face the shit winds. He's just not good. He did make some equipment changes. He's using that PXG driver. His off the tee numbers have not been good this year. I think sometimes these equipment changes, they're very lucrative as far as he's going to make a lot of money by getting these endorsement deals and using a different driver, but it is maybe going to cost him long term because he's not getting a lot of purse money right now by playing with the equipment he is right now. So Tony Finau, he's not somebody I normally back in a market like this. You have Rom, Woodland, Finau, Answer. Maybe that's it for names. There's a lot of mid tier to low tier guys in this field. You go look at Rom's price. It's Rom versus everyone, and then there's that second tier. So Finau here, I have him projected to be a top 10 finisher. If I look at my distributions, they almost don't overlap because I have Patrick Reed so incredibly low right now. I think I can cash this on Friday. I think if you find a Patrick Reed to miss the cut at a plus number, those are out there. I don't hate that either. I really, really dislike the way he's playing golf right now.
Yeah, it seems like he's totally just on a downswing, and get on the train. Don't try to stand in front of it, right?
Yeah, it's like when everyone was fading Jordan Spieth, and then he started to play well. It's like, what, you just want to keep doing it while he's going to play this well, or do you want to turn around and make some money off him? Like we can go full heel. It's not like I'm betting because I hate the guy. I
Nothing
love
personal.
Patrick Reed. I had the Patrick
Just
Reed
business.
50-1 Masters ticket. That was electric. I was in love with Patrick and Justine that week. So I digress. I'll have more out later today. I'm for sure going to bet a bunch of matchups. I started to look into them. I have some highlighted. I just need to do my due diligence on 3 or 4 more. Good week last week, 2-1-1 in my tournament matchups. One of them, both guys missed the cut, but they finished with the exact same score. I'm not sure. It's been a while since I pushed on a double missed cut one.
It's hard to do.
It feels like it just doesn't happen that often. They both played equally bad. Weird tournament anyway with the doubles and whatnot.
Better
So
than a loss.
back to a normal tournament. The NBA. I had to explain this to my daughter how many teams are in it last night. She's like, "So how many teams are left?" I'm like, "All of them." Well, not anymore. The one is gone now, but 16. So and tonight we probably drop another one.
It seems highly likely we might drop two. Last night, all the favorites won. It's a shame the one that covered it was not the one that I picked. Hopefully, people followed my joking advice of just parlaying them all, and it was a nice number you got, and they covered pretty easily. I mean, outside of the Grizzlies Timberwolves game with what a fantastic basketball game that was, just to watch and be a part of. Obviously the Grizzlies don't cover for us, but man, what an ending. The Timberwolves tie it up after the Grizzlies fail to foul for some reason. Doesn't matter. Ja Morant gets to the basket to close it out. I mean, I'm sure that'll be on TV this afternoon. I'll probably watch it while I'm having lunch after the show or something. I'll try to go back
Yeah,
and
the
find that. I know it was
Patrick
painful for
Beverly
you, but
floater. Yeah, the Patrick Beverly floater. It's like of all the men on the floor right now, that's the shot you're taking. That was so wild. But yeah, Anthony Edwards and John Morant. Hopefully they're around for a very long time because very, very entertaining young talents. And yeah, that the going for the steal, probably like between the Patrick Beverly thing and then going for this, or excuse me, the D'Angelo Russell floater, and then the trying to go for a steal at the top of the key there. Two pretty bad decisions. That's how you lose a game, guys. So young team, they'll bounce back, I'm sure. Whatever. Back to Minneapolis. Wolves in 7 now.
tonight, though, two games, like you said, chances for the Warriors to close out the Nuggets. Unfortunately, our Nuggets -1.5 bet is dead, and it seems like Nuggets to win the series probably gets done tonight. They got their win. It seems like it's going to be a gentleman sweep situation. Jokic has been playing fantastic basketball, but it's just not really enough. So we'll see. Maybe we'll get lucky and things extend and it gets to be a little uncomfortable. Didn't see any value in that game. Maybe an over. Overs are 4-0 in that series. I mean, they continue to hang kind of. So it started at 220, it got to 222, 224. Now this game right at 226, but every game's been at least 230 or higher. Wouldn't mind an overplay there, but wonder if, Golden State gets out to a decent sized lead here and Denver just kind of collapses under the weight of what has been a really tough season for them. But in the other game, the Chicago Bulls are likely to be closed out here by the Milwaukee Bucks. I say likely the Bucks are 12.5-point favorites, even without Chris Middleton, because Lonzo Ball is out. Alex Caruso is out. Zach LaVine is out. That doesn't really leave too much else besides DeMar DeRozan and Nikola Vucevic, which wasn't a good combo during the regular season for the first half of the year. Did very well in helping Andy cash his regular season wins over ticket. But recently, DeMar DeRozan's game is something that's easy to plan for. This Bucks team has an overwhelming talent advantage tonight. And you go back and look, they continue to hang team totals above 100, but we've had 4 games in the series. And although the Bulls did score 114 points in game 2, they only scored over 95. They haven't scored, over 95 points in the other 3. 81, 86, and 95. So, and that's with mostly full rosters in those games. So happy to go with under 102.5 here. Look around if you happen to have a book that lets you sell points down. I'll probably play an alt under 100, for small peanuts. Again, hard to get down on that. I think MGM might have that, or maybe our sponsor FanDuel does, maybe later in the day. But just hard to see how the Bulls put up any points tonight. Maybe we kind of get snookered and it'll be a blowout game, and they just kind of are running around in the fourth quarter. Some of the younger guys of the Bulls putting up points, but again, I just really struggle to see how Chicago gets anything done tonight. So I'll take the team total under, and maybe hedge a little bit with some AO prop overs and some Patrick Williams prop overs.
I was going to say, is there somebody starting that normally doesn't start? Sometimes they struggle to set proper, points, rebounds, assists, whatever markets for somebody who doesn't get the kind of minutes that they're going to get in a weird, possibly blowout game. Because it's one of those things too, where if it's a blowout, you can take out your starters, but when your starters are your backups, like what's the point? Like, oh, we better get AO out of there. You're, just, or it's not like, oh, why is Lucas still out there? People getting all mad. No one's gonna say that about some of these Bulls starters. Like, is there somebody that's gonna get a shitload of minutes regardless, and we can look at some props?
Yeah, I would say again, look at Ayo Dosunmu. You saw all season when these guards were out, he pops in. He's somebody they're happy to play. Just look at his assists over. Find a way to play those.
Oh,
And then
sure.
Patrick Williams, the rookie they drafted, got hurt early in the season and got to come back. I'm sure they want to give him as much run as possible. Given that when the series is over, he's going to have enough time to rehab and get better here. So I would look at Patrick Williams maybe over in points, over in threes and stuff. He's been playing well in general, but he should get a lot of looks. And again, Dosunmu is going to be on the floor for 25, maybe 30 minutes, honestly. So take a look at his stuff as well.
I love player props this time of year. It's my favorite thing to bet. 100%.
And
So I'm
again,
going
look
to
at
bet a
FanDuel,
bull.
man. They always have good prices on those. And I
Yeah,
like
I'm
the
going to go
alts.
with Bulls team total under, but then overs on some Bulls players. That'll be a fun Polish sausage middle in honor of Chicago and their delightful culinary delights. A lot of
Now,
delight there.
Andy, if we were really a sharp show, we'd be flipping to a screen that has a prize picks entry of Dosunmu assist over with Patrick Williams points. But did you get even one of those on there without us talking earlier?
So I looked at that and I might do something with some other props. I'm going to talk to my baseball guys, see if there's anything that stands out in the K's market. I'm going to talk to you and other NBA people if there's anything that really stands out. There's only 2 games, which stinks, but maybe some of these Bulls overs. Look at that because they're. I don't think these are quite right in the prize picks, and it's going to be hard to see this entry because I usually will do 2 team entries, and I'm going to do a few more too. But I did a 5 leg entry here for golf, and I mean it's not set low enough for this course. This is a horrible resort course. Our friend J Maz put out a tweet thread about like, hey, I played this course. It's unless it's super windy, these guys are gonna. You can't just say, oh, we made it longer, so now it's harder. That doesn't matter. These guys are so good when there's no rough that's really penal. The fairways you can land, a cargo plane on. The greens are going to be pretty receptive. They're passable, so they're going to roll nice. We're not even looking at Bermuda greens here. So like I think this course absolutely gets just embarrassed. Pants pulled down and showed up. And again, it's a par 71 and they set John Rahm at 68 and a half for his first round. Guy's been the best golfer in the world over a 2 year span. I'd argue, Scheffler's playing better right now. There's a few guys that are, but John Rahm is not bad. I looked at it. It's like, look, he's top 10, top 20 every week still, even when it's like everyone's down on the guy. He still plays very well. And this is a course that's set up for people that go on vacation with their families and want to get around it. It's not like, I'm going to Pebble Beach to play around. This is a resort course in Mexico. They are going to make changes to this course after this tournament, I believe, because they have a 3-year deal to play here, and we can't have somebody winning at 35 under every year. I really think this course gets messed up this week. So I don't mind that once in a while when it's just hilarious scores. Obviously, we had that last week already with the best ball stuff, but yeah, Rom. I can't even see this. It's so small. I made this so small. I'm gonna have to pull up my DraftKings. Or no, you know what I sent? Or DraftKings, my Prize Picks. I sent this to Dan earlier, so I'm gonna look in the Slack chat just so I can read them all off. So it is Rom and Woodland under 68 and a half strokes, and then Russell Knox, Aaron Wise, and Abe Answer under 69, and those can push because they don't have a hook. I don't know what it pays if it hooks or if it pushes on those, but right now this pays out 10-1 for all of them to go under. They cut your odds a little if you do something. It's not truly correlated, but it's like, hey, I think this course gets messed up correlated. I'm betting all unders, so it pays 10-1. And if I get 4 out of 5 right, it still pays like I think you get a little bit of money back. You don't lose money. So even if somebody screws this up for me, I have a little bit of a safety net. Use
I
promo
take it.
code BBB if you need an account. We are still giving you that 100% instant deposit match. And yeah, I said this like the ROM number is just not right. I really think he just shoots 6 under. So I'm going to take ROM and some Bulls props, ROM and some K props, and try to put some stuff together. I already have my
Put
John
on your
ROM
Rom
wins the
jersey.
tournament. Yeah,
Get your Rom pennant.
I have ROM and the Mavericks series before the last game. So I have Rom at like 10-1 to win the tournament as well for a small bet. Just because it's like I can't bet this guy at 4-1.
I like doing that.
So
That's
I found
fun.
a 5-1 at Bovada and put it with whatever Drew told me to bet that night, which was you were on the Mavs, and he actually disagreed with you. He's like, I don't know if I'd lay the 3, which whatever. Yeah, I mean, you're both right. Well, he said I'd rather just lay the series price than the 3. And I said, well, I mean, I already laid the 3.
That's a fair take.
Yeah, I said I already laid the 3 because Noops told me to, but I might want to. I'm going to lay the series price too. So I bet that, and then I also bet it with Rom. So I bet the Mavericks a lot that day. So big Dallas Mavericks fan. Andy checking in. When is game 6 in that one?
Game 6. Let me just double check the schedule. I think it's a travel day, so I don't believe it's tomorrow. They usually give them 2 days to travel. My guess is it's Friday.
Dallas would be favored on the road, correct?
It is not Friday. It is Thursday. They're playing tomorrow night.
And then Dallas will be a road favorite again.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's close it out, Mavs. Close it out, Mavs.
I think they can do it. And yeah, maybe producer Dan will see if we can tweet out that picture from the account so people can see it. It is a little tiny. That was part of the reason I was excited to hear you talk about it. I don't know what the heck that was.
Yeah, it's just, I know maybe I should have taken it and split it into 2 and made it bigger. I don't know. We'll figure out. I just don't usually do 5-player things. Maybe I should have made it 5 slides. I don't know. Just brainstorming.
Be aggressive.
Brainstorming on the air.
Be aggressive.
So hopefully the 20 or 10-1 cashes. And also quick shout out to our sponsor, Profit Exchange, launching live soon in New Jersey. That's right. The Garden State will have a betting exchange right across the river from our friend Alex Christensen. They're in Eastern Philly, I think. I don't know. Doxing you now. Yeah, let's give him his address while we're at it. But right across the river from Philly. And we will have a betting exchange. Check them out. Go to the link in the show notes. Sign up for their newsletter. They're not going to really send you anything until they do launch, and you'll get an exclusive offer only for people who are on that list with a bonus when you sign up after the initial launch. So check them out. We thank them for their sponsorship. Do please patronize our sponsors, FanDuel, PropSwap, Profit Exchange. And, follow us on Twitter. Give us a thumbs up, all that. Thanks a lot for watching. Oh, shit. Dan, I'm sorry. I do this every day with the we don't close. Real quick, all the Thursday and Friday games are short road favorites for the NBA. Who's your favorite home dog? Real quick, Alex. It'd be New Orleans, Toronto, and Utah are home dogs tomorrow. And then
Toronto.
Milwaukee. Okay.
Toronto. That series is going to get weird. Our Sixers to win game 1, Raptors to win the series bet is live.
It didn't go quite how we thought, but it's very live as we get deeper and deeper into Glenn Rivers territory. So, all right, now you can call it, Dan. I'm sorry. We're going to play the music. We'll catch you tomorrow.